Hola! Welcome to my little hiking show. I'm Kevin, and today is the official beginning of my least favorite season of the year, allergy season. Whew, 'tis the season to be miserable. Fa la freaking la. Now for all you dads, husbands, and dudes out there, I hope you didn't wait till the last minute to do your decongestant shopping. Shame on you, because all you're gonna find on the shelves are generic brands, or what I call placebos. And on that note, no allergy could stop me from enjoying my hike today with my very, very special guest. So grab your antihistamines and your baby soft tissues, and why don't we go take a hike? Wow, hang on to your water bottle and your compass. Have I got a hike for us today? My capable and talented wingman today is one of the most beloved and recognizable actors of our generation. A two-time Oscar winner and the honor of hosting SNL 10 times. Woo! A brilliant filmmaker, a cultural icon, and an honorary citizen of Greece. Okay guys, let's go crush some leaves in the woods with Woody. Yes, Hollywood's Mr. Nice Guy, Tom Hanks.
Kev Nealon.
Oh, Tom, before we shove off,
Yeah.
are there any medical conditions I should be aware about for
None
you?
whatsoever.
Okay.
Other than,
Other than
I have type 2 diabetes, but it's under control by my medical staff and my new lifestyle, which includes a lot of walking.
Yeah, you're looking like a rail, man.
There you go. You know.
That's the most buff I've ever seen you, except from
I wouldn't
Castaway.
call it buff.
No?
I'd call it my Gilligan-esque.
Well, I am.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah.
All right, great. Hey, this is cool.
Just so you know, I get seizures.
Okay, what should I do?
I black out sometimes.
Should I have a spoon to shove down your throat? Should I have one of these?
Did you ever save anybody?
Let me find a stick. No.
You never?
No. I never
You
saved
don't get involved?
anybody. No, once somebody was really super depressed and I cheered him up with charm and humor. Other than that's about it. And I wasn't even trying.
Okay, so Tom, you and I have
go
known
back.
each other for 35 years. I've been thinking about
Are you
this.
kidding me?
35 years, because that's when you first did SNL. off the big.
That's amazing.
Yeah. How would you describe our friendship, scale of 1 to 10? 1 being you avoid me.
No,
10
don't
being,
do that. Not a 1.
Okay, 10 being you'd be comfortable with me giving you a sponge bath.
What would a 7 be?
7 would be I could borrow money from you.
What would a 6 be?
You don't want to know what 11 is. You get recognized?
Yeah, more or less.
You do?
Sometimes,
Yeah, I get it. So my friend Steve comes out to visit me, and he's a little rough around the edges.
Okay.
Not used to the Hollywood scene. He and I and his girlfriend went out to the Soho House in Malibu once.
Oh.
It's a private club. You know?
That's like homeroom for celebrities.
I know. And Diana Ross is going through the buffet, and Steve sees her, and really loud he goes, "Hey, there's Diana Ross. Laurie, there's Diana Ross right there at the buffet table." I'm like, Steve.
Easy
He goes, "Well, it is. It's Diana Ross."
Well, he's not inaccurate.
Laurie, look, she's scooping out some banana cream pudding.
Hi, how are you? How are you? Hey, thank you. That's cool. We love you.
You ever get that?
It's the first time ever, and I feel so respected now for the first time.
Well, then maybe Diana Ross did feel respected. Here's the thing that amazes me, almost as much as your body of film work, is that you hosted SNL, what, 10 times?
I think I'm into double digits now.
Wow.
Yeah. And the first, I remember being invited to the 15th anniversary because I think I had, there was a couple years where I did it once a year,
I know.
Hosting.
You were on that show more than some cast members. You actually were on camera longer.
Right, isn't it? That's not right.
It seems a little strange.
I will tell you, the first time you do the show, you can't believe you're there.
Yeah.
The second time, you make this foolish assumption that you know how to do it.
Yeah.
And then the third time you do it, you realize that, oh, I learned what not to do from those first 2 things, and you relax a little bit. Who did you view as the person who replaced you on SNL?
Oh, nobody.
Okay.
Nobody.
Have you seen the SNL movie that's out?
No.
Neither have I.
I'm learning, there's 2 surprises I'm finding out about you right now. First one, that you would do this hike. First surprise. Second surprise is you're not British. I thought you've been doing an American accent for the last 30 years. Is that true?
Well, that's part of my classical training. I began in Shakespeare, don't you know? So.
But seriously, these British actors, they do impeccable American accents.
Do they?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, some of them do.
I think they all do. I think all Brits are actors, really good actors.
Absolutely, yes, they are. And I just like, hey, how about if we start taking some of their jobs? How about that?
That's right.
How
That's
about,
right.
Like me and John Hamm going over and say, hello, mate, which way would you like to go? Oh, you want to go to Coventry? All right, we'll just take you through the Tottenham Court Road. And then I'll, drive you around Piccadilly Circus. Piccadilly Circus.
You could be
We don't do that. Americans don't go over and take those jobs.
What's the most popular line from all your movies?
Wilson, screaming that.
What about?
I'm the captain now, but that wasn't even my line. That was Barkhad Abdi's line.
What about Forrest Gump? Mama.
Run, Forrest, run.
What about Mama always
Mama, there's that.
Can you do that in a British accent?
Hello. Mummy always said life was like a box of chocolates. That's the way that would come off, don't you think?
I think so. You're such a good movie star. You're a good movie star. Not actor so much, but movie star.
Yeah, no, there's a difference.
Tell me the movie that's coming
It's called Here, H-E-R-E, not H-E-A-R.
No, I've heard a lot of stuff about this movie.
It's such a big venue, and we have this cinematic device that it has to be on as big a screen as possible. And the idea that it's only playing in theaters and will only be seen in theaters for a year or so,
really,
however long it lasts. Is striking fear in the hearts of everybody in the motion picture industry, because we're going to have to get people into the theaters to see this thing? Yeah, you're going to have to do that.
I've heard so much about this. I think it's such a unique kind of movie. Robert Zemeckis, is it?
Bob Zemeckis, Eric Roth, and Robin Wright.
Robin Wright.
We were all together on Forrest Gump, and we're back together again.
That's got to be great.
It's fantastic.
I saw the trailer for it, and I mean, it's such a unique. So what happens is, it's about this spot on the Earth. It starts with dinosaurs. I'm not giving anything away because it's the trailer.
Yeah.
Starts with dinosaurs, stuff happening, it goes through time lapse.
It's as though this right here never changes for the entire movie. It stays in space, but time goes by.
A house is built around it.
A house is built across the street. Native Americans have lives that fall in love and have babies, and it jumps all around in the lives of the people who lived here. What happened here over the course of time.
And the house is built around all that.
Yeah.
It's being lowered in by a helicopter. And I thought it was just so fascinating. And then they de-aged you.
Yeah, they did that. Utilized that along with hair and makeup and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's in there that is striking and pretty much a deep throw, because that's the way Bob Zemeckis works. Bob makes movies that, well, hell, anybody could do that. So you got to do something else and unique.
Never been done before, and that's the great thing.
Never been done before.
You need to be unique. You have been showered with accolades.
In the 90s?
No. You have an asteroid named after you.
Somebody did that, yeah, somebody. Yeah. I think it's called AS156777050 Hanks. Yeah.
Also, you've had like the Mark Twain Awards.
No, I did not.
Kennedy Center.
I did. Yeah, that was
same thing.
Notice how quick I was. Oh no.
Yeah, but I mean, Academy Awards too.
Yeah.
Nominated 1,000 times. Emmy Awards.
I got a couple of those. Yeah, for writing and directing. Yeah.
And you, relative of Abe Lincoln?
I am. If your last name is Hanks, chances are there's a family member that was
cousin.
Yeah, his mother was Nancy Hanks Lincoln, and that was. I remember there was a book written about her when I was in the 3rd grade in the library. It just said the story of Nancy Hanks, and I thought. My head popped off. That's my name on a book, on a thing, and that's one of the places where I learned that. Oh yeah, you're related to her somehow.
That's cool.
Which made me feel great.
A lot of people say they're related to the Mayflower people. Came over the Mayflower.
Okay, great.
Who would know?
All right.
And you're also.
That's kind of like saying, hey, I'm in Star Wars. Really? Who'd you play? I'm one of the
Stormtroopers.
stormtroopers. I'm one of those guys. Really? Yeah, I was over there and they needed some folks, so I went out. It was fun.
Hot in there.
Yeah,
though.
who's going to
Really
say no? You're not. 'Cause
Yeah.
they don't show up in the cast.
One of the
By the
big-
way, the best time I ever had working was as a stormtrooper in 3 of the Star Wars
You were in-
movies.
you were
Yeah,
in-
I'm one of the stormtroopers.
All right, let's not forget the biggest accolade you've gotten. Hollywood's Mr. Nice Guy.
Oh, isn't that great?
Now, is that a curse where you have to live up to that
No.
all the time?
No.
You can't fly off the handle on the set?
Oh, I have.
Guys, I'm not going in the water again, Castaway. We did the wave
Didn't
thing.
quite do that, but every time, if I do explode like that, everybody
Yeah.
said, "Did you see how well he did that?" You know, he complained loud, but you know what? He's kind of right. You know? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No. I'm surprised. I'm surprised.
I'm Sherman Oaks, Mr. Nice Guy.
Oh no, because we got a thing going on.
Go
After
ahead.
you, by all means.
Sure.
And we'll let these other folks come by. Oh, look at the pooch.
Aw.
That's a nice dog. That's a nice dog. There you go. See, this is where we come. This is where we go.
By the way, have you gotten the privilege of being on People Magazine, Sexiest Man Alive?
No, never came close.
So you haven't won everything.
No. It was once hilarious because I was once wearing a nice overcoat. I was called briefly one of the best dressed, which was, I think somebody gave me the overcoat, so there was no choice that went into this. I mean, no fashion sense whatsoever. But and right about then I stopped, I think, setting my clock by People Magazine. Not that it's not a legitimate, representative of the Fourth Estate. It's fine.
Hey, what's missing from your life, Tom Hanks? Don't you say when they say that?
Time? Well, okay, I'm 68.
No.
Yeah, 60. I was born in 1956. Wow. There is that combination of, am I on the back nine? Yeah,
yeah.
I'm going to say I am. And we all know that time is finite.
Yeah.
And so you start weighing everything with, well, you can't save time.
Right.
All you can do is spend it pleasantly, right?
Yeah.
So the question is, will it be fun? Do I have to do it? Sometimes you got to go to the dentist, right? And everything that represents that. And other times you can say, well, do I really want to go there and do that?
Right.
And then you say, there's other options, so I think I'm just going to try to spend my time.
Well, if you're on the back nine, I'm heading into the clubhouse. Did you ever pass up on a film that you kind of...
Yeah, there's some stuff that you're just simply not available for, but I've never a kind of thing of I'm going to do this instead of this. That's never been the case. You know, you say yes to something, and then literally 72 hours later, someone says, "Hey, we got this," and you got to say, "Sorry."
Like what?
Can't. Oh, I'm not going to go there, man. That's
Well,
like-
I heard that it was Shawshank Redemption.
No. I talked to Frank later on, and they said they were. My name had been bandied about, but I never. It never came in as a, hey, do you want to do Shawshank Redemption?
Do you collect stuff?
I do collect. I will accept typewriters and try to put them into working order.
You collect typewriters?
I have a lot of typewriters.
What kind of typewriters? Like Royal, like older ones?
Royal, Underwood, Hermes,
Smith?
Voss, Erica.
Wow, you know a lot about
The
typewriters.
Triumph, Tower. If they make them, I try to find them and put them into working order. That's the other thing. I have a lot of objects of art that are so old and delicate that they're just beautiful to look at. And now I'm trying to get rid of as many as I can, to put them into the hands of people who will use them to type with. Because
Really? They'll type with them?
well, I hope so, because it's kind of like collecting accordions. They take up a lot of space. They need to be used in order to, work properly. And you want to put it in the hands of people who actually, I play accordion, let me have it. I'd like that. So I like to give it to people who then write letters.
Wait, you play the
notes.
accordion?
I do not, sir,
Okay,
but I do play the typewriter.
Okay. You should put a band together.
I should.
Yeah. The only people I see using those typewriters are those people in front of like little cafes where they're typing poems for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a legitimate thing. I'll be there when it goes belly up, you know, and the streaming deals aren't quite as lucrative as they used to be. I'll be out in front of you know, Pepe's Coffee or Black Rock Coffee or something like that. Say, hey, would you like a poem? How much does it cost? Whatever you think it's worth, sir. Whatever you think it's worth.
What was the first concert you ever went to?
I was not a concert guy. The first time I saw anybody, I saw Jackson Browne at the Blossom Music Center in Cleveland, Ohio in 1977.
I never went back again.
I have, you know, now I've seen, look, I love a great big ass rock and roll show, but I was not that kind of guy who, you know, said, hey, so-and-so's in town, let's go.
Yeah. How many of the Beatles have you met?
I have met 3 over time. And they're extraordinary. And they were they're, you know, I'm surprised that all of them are as willing to tell some brand of anecdotal story about the day, about, you know, that. And you don't want to be that kind of person who just keeps asking questions about this recording session or that recording session, and blah, blah, blah. So here's one story about the Beatles. My dad got married and we moved into like the perfect house in Oakland that was just high enough so we could see straight across the bay to Candlestick Park in San Francisco. Lights are shining. It's 1965, and we know the lights are shining down on the Beatles that night. The Beatles are illuminated by those lights across the water, not knowing that it was the very last time they'd performed live.
Last concert.
And in our heads, it's like, you have to live an entirely different zeitgeist in order to be able to go see the Beatles. At Candlestick Park. Turns out we could have walked up and bought tickets. There was only 25,000 people.
Really?
There was only half a house.
Sounds like my crowd.
There you go. So, you know, can you go back in time and kick yourself? Of course, you know, at the age of 10, not sure how I would have got there, but the tickets were probably only like $6.
Right.
And we wouldn't have heard them. We would have been up on the upper deck. But who cares, man? It would have been them. I mean, when was the last time you went to a rock and roll show? Or any sort of concert?
I don't like concerts because it's just too many people.
Okay, but what about in the day?
Well, the first concert I went to was a trifecta. It was the Eagles.
Ooh.
Yes.
Wow.
And Edgar Winter.
On the same stage, the same night?
Yeah, Hartford.
It's like, I will tell you this, the first time I was truly involved in a show and said, I have to experience this feeling again, 1980 Bruce Springsteen, The River in Los Angeles.
Back then, yeah.
That was just, when I saw that, I said, oh, I am now, this is just a scene to make. This isn't just music. Because I didn't know all that much about Bruce Springsteen at the time. I only really knew the one album.
Yeah.
But that was, this is like being in church. This is like being moved by an opera for the first time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I wanted to do that again.
Yeah.
I'd like to introduce you to Kevin's crew. Kevin, say hello.
Oh, hey.
Hey, that's Kevin's crew. That's Kevin's crew.
Hey, what's up?
The reason Kevin works alone is because if he had a crew, he'd have to pay them salary, and that will really cut into the profit margin. By the way, do you have sponsors?
Not really.
Not really.
I have people give me some stuff, you know.
Every now and again?
The product placement.
There he is. Stuff. He's setting up a shot for what will be B-roll, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
You know, something like that?
Yeah. Utilizing
the GoPro. What kind of guy hands the camera over to the subject matter and says, keep this going, would you? That's an example of the operation. But now I'll turn it on to Kevin. Kevin, what's the most painful thing your parents ever said to you?
You're not our child.
You're not our child. That would bum me out. Yeah, look at all these spider webs that are around here. Yeah. Give me the creeps. I don't like.
You don't like spiders?
No, dude, sometimes I go with the stick and just, you know, knock it down. I was 5 years old and my brother kept saying, there's a spider on you, there's a spider on you. And I started crying because I thought he was teasing me, and I ran inside to tell my mom, Larry keeps saying there's a spider on me. And Larry goes, look, there it is. And I looked down and this huge daddy longlegs was crawling right up my belly. And I screamed bloody murder. My mom swiped it. She was on the phone, she swiped it off and stepped on it.
Here's what I always wanted to ask you, and I'm sure it's come up a lot with you. You've hardly ever played a villain in a movie. Why is that?
Mostly because I don't.
Mr. Nice Guy.
No,
That's why.
Well, there is that. There is a countenance that goes along with it, but I'm not big on. Before I kill you, Mr. Bond, perhaps you'll like a tour of my installation. There's that.
Yeah, but what about Robin Williams in that movie Insomnia with Dustin?
Oh yeah, well
that was a cool
that kind of stuff.
guy.
That kind of stuff is fun when you do it, but I always have this problem. Is that what is the logic of why this guy is doing this? What's the logic behind it? And it's like, well, come on, it's a movie. You need to have an antagonist and a protagonist.
Yeah.
And to me, that's just kind of boring. That being said, you know, I machine gunned Paul Newman. I shot Jude Law. I shot Danny Craig. I killed people as an assassin in a movie, and everybody said, "Yeah, bud, you did it for the right reason.
You did it for the money."
So,
Yeah. How about a horror movie? You've never done a horror movie.
Those are fun. Those can be fun, but no, I can't.
You haven't done one.
I've made movies that turned out to be horrors.
You could be the good guy in a horror movie that gets killed.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
I'm not big. I don't see movies that are scary. I don't need to go through that. But
you don't like watching scary movies?
I do not, sir. Nope.
Why is that?
I don't look to be filled with anxiety for an hour and a half. I can't sit there and watch them. What's going to happen? Do you?
What's going to happen.
I remember going to see Alien, the very first Alien, and honestly, it came up to that point where that thing jumped out of its egg, and I thought, why have I done this to myself? Why have I come here to be so completely creeped out by this? I don't go to the movies to be forced to rush out screaming, no, don't do this to me.
But aren't there stressful movies that aren't horror movies?
Sure.
Are you okay with that?
I'm okay with that because...
You just don't like the boogeyman.
I don't like monsters, and I don't like...
Thanks, Tom Hanks. Can you believe it? Tom Hanks. I totally forgot about my allergy. Not only is he a enormous movie star, but also apparently a very talented decongestant.
I feel great.
Wow, he was Mr. Nice Guy, wasn't he? That makes two of us. That's right. And you guys are nice too. Don't forget to catch his new movie Here, playing in theaters right now. If you enjoyed my hike, please subscribe, tap notifications, or search, or swipe, whatever. We'll catch you guys in the next Switchback. Happy trails.
This is so trippy.